Adam Gorney here in the Los Angeles studios with Mike Farrell, the Rivals National Recruiting Director, talking signing day tomorrow. Second signing day, February signing day. Let's talk with Zach Evans, the kid who might not sign, might not ever sign. What do you think happens, Mike, and where do you see this kind of playing out?
I don't think he ever signs. I know he's going to enroll someplace, but he's not going to sign. I mean, he'll sign financial aid papers. Alabama's out, obviously. LSU, Drew. Georgia doesn't have room. Texas A&M, I heard, is out. So I think it's Tennessee or Ole Miss, and I think he's going to end up at Ole Miss. I think this is a Bryce Brown 2.0, and Kiffin gets his guy after signing day, and hopefully he has a better career than Bryce Brown, who was derailed by concussions and things like that. But this is a circus similar to Bryce Brown, and it would only be fitting, honestly, if he ended up at Tennessee, where Bryce Brown ended up, or with Kiffin at Ole Miss, where Kiffin was the coach at Tennessee at the time.
I'm still not going to count out Texas A&M. I just can't believe that he's not going to end up back home.
He had 100,000 opportunities to commit there, so something's up. We don't know. Anybody who says they know, they don't know.
On the field, though, how special is he? If he can get through this recruitment, can he be pretty special in Lane Kiffin's offense?
He's really good. He's very dynamic. We saw him at Under Armour. Obviously, wanted to see if he was as dynamic as he was his junior year. His senior year was sort of up and down, off the field issues. But that burst is there. The vision's there. He's a big enough kid. He could be a very special running back. I think, the guy he reminds me of the most is Lake Seastrunk from way back when. A speedster, very enigmatic kid. Sorry. And you just don't know what's going to happen. Now, Seastrunk ended up involved in a scandal at Oregon and then ended up at Baylor and had a pretty good 1 year there. And we just don't know what's going to happen with Zach Evans.
Let's talk Jordan Burch, another five-star kind of making waves late here. Visits LSU on his own dime 2 weekends ago at South Carolina for his final visit. The feeling now is South Carolina again. How do you kind of see it? Does he sign with South Carolina? Does he flip to LSU?
Well, that's not the feeling in Baton Rouge. I mean, they're pretty hopeful there. They feel they did a good job. They communicated well with the mom, who's obviously very involved with this process, and they felt he was very comfortable on the visit there. I think South Carolina, simply because he committed to Will Muschamp for a reason in December. I don't know why those reasons would disappear, but when I was at Under Armour and said that he wasn't done. Everybody got all over me about it. But when you don't sign early, you leave the door open. And Jordan Burch was leaving the door open. So LSU took their opportunity. Some even say the mom prefers him at LSU. I don't know. He's a very quiet kid. Unlike Zach Evans, where there's too much information, there's not enough with Jordan Burch. I'm going to say South Carolina, but this is very, very close. This is probably the one, I think, other than Zach Evans, which you just throw a dart at a dartboard. This is the one where I think most people are just guessing.
The third one we want to talk about, McKinnley Jackson, another interesting one. Seems like Alabama is trending pretty hard here, but Texas A&M isn't giving up. Was an LSU commit. Where do you kind of see this one playing out?
Yeah, A&M was trending earlier this week, but I think it's Alabama. That's been the talk. That's the word that I've gotten, is that Alabama's just too hard to beat in this situation for him. I thought Ole Miss would make a real run at him with Kiffin there, but it was too late for them to make up any ground. So I think he's going to be at Alabama, and obviously be part of a very dynamic 1-2 punch with Timothy Smith at the defensive tackle position. But would it surprise me if he ended up at A&M? No, but I'm picking Alabama. I put in my future cast on that today, and we all know how often I get things correct.
All right, I think we're done. I think that you've said it all, Mike.
I've said it all. That's a Howard Stern thing. I like that. I've said it all. All right, don't eat all the jelly beans. You'll get sick.
Of course, I'll save some for you. We'll see you tomorrow.
Yes.